Hi buddy, welcome back to Manor and Brass episode 5 with me, Sid. I'm on the server with Frost and Pops, who are currently having a fairly hefty discussion about blood magic. So yeah, they are definitely a little bit further on than me. However, last episode we built this splendiferous little structure here. And, well, I've built a little bit more since then, which we'll go over, but I've added quite a few graves, so I've now got 3 more of these graves nicely in black. I have been trading with 2 villagers, and I went with fishermen villagers, which is not a villager I would normally go with because they really don't have a huge amount in trade that I want, but where are we? Somewhere around over here. There we go. I hid them neatly underground, and I pinned them in. He has actually healed as well in that time. What was that I've got there as well? Caffeinated. Don't recall drinking caffeine. Okay. And I've mastered all of these, so they trade all of the fish, and we've got a fair amount of fish in here, but I brought the fishing golem over and put him down here on this little promontory of rock. Now I want to change all of this. We've got the broom, we've got the fishing golem, we've got the thing here, and it is doing its thing, and that little thing there is the chunk loader, which should be loading this chunk. I think this is not perfect, and this guy is basically trapped in, he can't be pushed out. And this got me thinking that I think we can come up with over here a little fishing wharf that points out. We'll have the guys drop down 1, and we'll probably have 3, maybe 4 fishing columns feeding into a system which will sort all of these. And this, one of the reasons why I wanted to get this as much as possible, is I wanted to get a good sample of what this system's going to pull up if I just go with basic little fishy men. I'm not bothered about magic books. There's plenty of ways to do magic books, and I do need to get to the nether at some point. I need some quartz, but let's have a look at the bridge. So the bridge is done. This was just a big grind. Lots of sandstone, textured it a little bit, threw in a few hanging plants underneath, and then I decided I wanted to make it look a little bit worn and a little bit overgrown, so we added some leaves here and here. I may go in and just put the odd leaf coming out of a couple of these support posts. I haven't decided yet. I think it still needs a little bit of work, but this I am happy with. And that we can get rid of those because I've now got the grass all the way across, apart from those 2 blocks there, which we will have soon. I can actually make the Silk Touch charm ring, and I can also make the mining power ring, so that is something we're going to do, if not this episode, next episode. But a lot I want to do this episode, and only a limited amount of time to do it. So I brought this in all the way over here. I really like it. We've built this part of the wing, and we got this coming round here. Underneath we have got a, in quotes, garage, and I use the word in quotes because I don't know what it's going to be yet. And above we've got a pergola with all this nice vine and growing. We've got a little bit of space over here. We've got a little bit of space over here with a little balcony, and we have got space upstairs. So at the moment these are just empty structures, but they will get filled. I've also replaced all of the smooth stone that I smelted with sandstone. I didn't like the smooth stone, it clashed too much for my taste, so that was a biggie. I have, let's see, I've made myself a tool belt. I've not fully upgraded it yet, but I've got the tool belt, and the tool belt is currently housing, I have a diggy diggy pew pew, which basically is projectile dig spell. got my kidnap spell. I've got Swapsies 2.0, which is basically a projectile exchange spell, and that is really good because it meant that I could do these, for example, where I've changed out the blocks for a slightly worn version. I need to do similar over there, without actually having to pillar up. Through here there is well, nothing really, it's just an empty space. This is going to be a kitchen, hence why we've got a little fireplace up there, and that is largely it. I'm not sure whether I had the spud field over there. In fact, if I quickly sleep the night off, we'll head over, because I have brought, I think I brought all of the animals over. I've also got an underground sugarcane farm, which is, it's not automated, but it does the job, and that's fine. I have been spending a lot of time online, to the point of sometimes neglecting the recording I need to do. And so, for example, I've got up here a system where you put your leather armor in there, and I now have solved my leather problem. So the thoughts of making a leather farm is less critical. But this space here is getting out of hand. I think that's the fair way of putting it. I've got this backpack has got a little bit of loot in it, just needs to be put away. This backpack, I'm carrying a whole load of these wooden crates because they're very, very powerful, and I have these, and these basically contain the manner and artifice huts that you get out in the world. I need to find one that still exists because I've been going around clearing them. There's one. So these, there was one there. There was a Wizard's Council Tower there. I think I went over that direction, but I didn't go, or did I not? I might not have done. Where else was the one? There was one there. There was one there. And basically I've been, because I can't tell whether I've been in or not, I've been capturing the whole lot. Got a whole load of enchanted stuff with some of these are crap enchants, others are good enchants, like, Depth Strider. I know I've got somewhere in one of these, I've got a mending book, got Tombstone Soulbound. I have also enchanted my backpack and upgraded it to diamond, so that is diamond level, and it is soulbound, so if I die I have that on me. And what I do need to do is keep some experience in there, and I found a Mythian's magnificent bag as well, so that was pretty good. I've been busy, I just fertling along. My Kuro's container, that's got all of my charms in it that I make. So yeah, so plans for this episode, what are they? Well, I want to do some infrastructure. So where is did I not get a Botania book somewhere? I thought I had. Lexica, I'm fairly certain I found one, but I bet I've just not done it. Book and a sapling. I have plenty of books. I have even more because I found that wizard's thing. Sapling, find me one of those. That will do me there, and let me get and do some Botania, because I haven't done Botania for a long time. So we have a little bit of unlock progress. We've got the basics, we've got the welcome, which I'm thinking got a bit about the book. We've got mystical flowers, we've got petal apothecaries, we've got pure daisies, we've got black lotuses, we've got a flower pouch, and I need to make a petal apothecary. So basically I need a petal and some cobble, and I will make it in mossy because I can. Just I know thing. Petal. Let's go there and let's make myself a nice mossy thing. So I need 6 and 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I should have plenty of petals because I have been busy and things. Now, I'll be interested to see what has changed in this. And then a pure daisy, which is the first step we need, is basically white petals in the petal pocket 3. So let me go and get 1, 2, 3, 4, perhaps. Actually, let me just go and get 1. That gives me 2 petals. Grab myself some bone meal. I've got to go out anyway. I'm not going to do. I need a location for all of this, but again, softly, and temporary. Let's do you. Let's go 1, 2. That's 4 and 8. There we go. Okay, and of course, that's when it decides to start raining. So now, if I remember rightly, what do? Bang, bang, and then you throw in a seed, don't you? This is blah blah blah. Okay. Okay, it's filled. Throwing any seed will finalize it. Yeah. Need a seed. There's grass about. I should be able to find a couple of seeds. I don't need a lot right now. Now, the main thing I need from Botania right now is, I saw a seed then, but clearly I was mistaken. There we go. That's 2 seeds. Is hopper hock for my plans. My plans require a hopper hock. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Lovely. Right click with an empty hand. 2. Right. We'll keep you with me for now because, again, I need an area for this. So then I want to go 1 and 1, 2 and there. And then I need to go and get myself some logs and some stone. And we can start on the mission to do some basic Botania. Well, it's going to be a little bit of bum rushing Botania, to be honest. Let me take half a stack. Yeah, half a stack should be more than adequate. And logs. We'll do half a stack of that as well. I am going to need some petals of the purple variety. Because, you know, purple. And we'll set these going. I'm going to make 32 of each, and if you've not seen the Botania processors before, what oh man, going to be one less. What rock have you been hiding under for the last God knows how many years? Yeah, we'll go and fix that. I'll be back in a moment, but those will convert and we'll get living rock and living wood, which we're going to need to make stuff for Botania. Now, rather than keep coming backwards and forwards, because things, we're going to have a mana pool, so we're going to need, that's the living rock. We're going to have a mana spreader. For that, I'm going to need some gold and another petal, which I will just take some of that and some of that, and then we're going to need to get a generating flower. And we need a wand of the forest. I've done that. Why are you... Don't know. However, we need generating flora, and the 2 we've got are hydrangeas, liquid base. They suck up any still water. Fortunately, though they function faster during rain, their base mana throughput is still rather slow. In addition, they decay in around 3 days. So that might be a nice, quick, easy gain. Ender Flames, pretty much the same idea, but they use things that burn. And I'm not sure whether they have a generator. It does not look... is blah 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 is used. Okay, so that's the limitation, but that is just grey, red and brown, so probably Ender Flames. Yeah, so we'll get that setup going. I also do have a few Black Lotuses, which will give me a small amount of mana as well, maybe enough to get the Hopper Hawks going, who knows. But that's Botania. Let me progress myself through this process a little bit further, and I will be back in a while. Okay, so I've made my purple one, because obviously you need a purple one. I've got a spare, put the Pure Daisy over here. I've just set this up over here for now. This is not his permanent home, and this is in bind mode, so you can see that we want to bind you to that. This is all good, and then I am going to come over here and go 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and these should all be bound to that mana spreader. And then what I need to do is go, well, let me start off by just getting these in. As I say, I found a few of these, so I don't think they can put them in until there is actually some mana in the system. And I don't think I've got anything reasonably combustible about my person, so I am making some charcoal. I don't need a vast amount of mana, I just need enough to make a mana diamond, and with a mana diamond then to make a runic altar, which I can then use to make a rune of air, which we will then use to make Hopper Hawk. That's pretty much it. How are you doing? 9, 8, yeah. Can I make a charcoal block? I can never remember. I know I can in some. So let's do that. Get you. I just need 8 charcoal blocks. There we go. And that will allow me to run that first batch of Ender Flames. And going forward, I think we will have some quite fun possible interactions between some of these mods, but wasn't a click, it was a throw. Okay, and that got us things. Now Black Lotus, which is the joke one, based off of the Magic the Gathering card, would give you 100,000 or equivalent of 10%, I believe, of a mana pool. Vasky was always very keen that we don't record things like numbers for this, because, you know, but we can make you, which is good. And then if I'm not mistaken, I think I could have done a pearl, but to be honest, diamonds are easier to get than pearls. Let's pop you there. I will make myself another mana spreader. We'll do that properly, and then we can have a look at what's involved with a Hopper Hawk, which I think is just a rune of air. It's really quite that basic, but what did I want? A mana spreader. So for that I need another one of those and another one of those. I inadvertently made some living wood planks, which are not much use for anything, to be honest. But there you go. We'll pop those in there. They have got a use, which will come in later on. In fact, do I want to do that now? Let me grab those a second. And it's a It's this one, the obstrused platform. That needs a pearl, and we need framed, so okay. I do want one of those, but I'm going to need a pearl for that. Luckily I have a few, and I traded my cleric up and he trades pearls, so even better, you know. If anybody thought that villagers were overpowered, they're absolutely right. They are absolutely overpowered. Anyway, let's get that there. Let's bind that to that. Let's throw you in there. And I should be good then to make, and I think it's this. Frames of living wood planks. Mana pearl. Living woodlock. That should work. Do I need to unlock it? I mean, you're not. Oh, we've got Terra Steel, Petal Apothecary, and let's have a look. Well, I'm going to run through the book. I'm not going to read that on camera, and I'll be back in a short while. Got it. It was pretty simple. They're not the same. There's one of them, and there's two of them, and there's two of them, and there's one of them. Now, I did want these. I don't need it yet because I need to be able to make a slipstream generator to make it up there, but we're making good progress here. Let's go and have a look for the Hopper Hock, which requires some stuff and a rune of air. That requires mana powder, which is gunpowder, redstone or glowstone or any kind of dye. Actually dye, yeah, any of those will do, won't it? So in theory, can I just go and chuck one of those in? That's cheaper. I don't think I've got any iron bars on me, so I'm going to need one of those. While we're at it, what else do we need? Carpet, feather and string. We can manage that. Oh, and some living rock, but I've got that about my person. So, yeah, let's get that. I think the Hopper Hock, the reason I'm going for the Hopper Hock is I think it will be just less cumbersome than, let me, in fact, keep you, drop off that, and this platform. Keep all of that lot, and what did I want? Iron bar, and I will double check that that's not changed because as I say it's been a while. Yeah, iron bar to make mana steel, and I am going to need, I feel a need for seed. Sorry. Iron bar, blah blah blah. I need a piece of string. I need a feather, and I need some carpet. Do I have any carpet anywhere? I mean, yeah, I know I've got some carpet somewhere. I'm just trying to, you know, I've got wool there. That's not a problem. I can make the damn stuff. It's just whether I want to. But that should be everything we need to make a rune of air, and they've finished generating mana. I'm fairly certain there will be enough mana in there to make a rune of air for definite. So one, oh, I need to, that and that. Oh wow, it's automatic. Cool. And then we're going to need that and that if it hasn't changed. Now, you used to have to finish this off by chucking on a piece of living rock and right clicking it with a wand. We'll find out if that's changed because, as I say, it's been absolute, yes, it hasn't changed. And there we go. We have our rune of air. So armed with that, I need my shears. We need to go and trim a piece of grass. There we go, lovely. I need some redstone, and I need the things, which will be grey and light grey. I've got grey because I inadvertently used grey rather than light grey, which is all good. And let's go a couple of grey, a couple of light grey, and a piece of redstone. Redstone plus grass will give me the root. I can leave that behind. I need a bigger barrel. I'm actually out of space in my Botania chest now. Great. I don't want to put it. If I just whack it somewhere, I will forget it's there. But let's just. I don't need you on me. I don't need you on me, and I don't need you on me. I do, however, need all of that. So this will give us a hop, which is the first, albeit minor step, in the direction for what I want for emerald generation. Now I could go and build a raid farm, and I could, that is all doable, but I don't want to. There are some farms which, whilst perfectly valid and they work exactly the way we would want them to, I feel are, how do I put it, cheaty would be exactly the word I would use. There are just some farms which I feel are overpowered. That's the way I am. There are some farms which I feel borderline on that. Iron farms are borderline on that. But iron farms I don't think significantly over or unbalance the game, and I don't think that they take an already heavily imbalanced system, the village trading system, which you only have to look at any vanilla Let's Play, and I've said this before, I will almost certainly say it again, it is way overpowered. So what I would like to do is, we've got the little chunk loader, and if I F9 and come like that, we can see that this chunk fits nicely. Have I got, I can just do this with, I can do that with light, can't I? So that marks the edge, and that marks the edge. I'd like to mark the corners as well. So there and there. So that's, in fact, let's mark all four corners. That probably makes more sense, doesn't it? Like that. And oof. Oh, hang on. Helps if you use the right spell. So that is a chunk. So this chunk loader system is pretty good. You can, those, and I should have, if I've not got them on me, I'll need to go and grab one, but that's not a problem. Those, you make one which loads a 3x3, but you can break them down into 8, which load individual chunks, and you can select, the chunk it's in. Now this one obviously is just a single one, so that's fine. But what I want to do is I want to load that chunk and this chunk, and then we're going to have a fishing hut built into there, which is going to have 2 stories, 1 story down here for the fishing bit, 1 story up there for the town. But underneath the dock, I want to have an array, and that is probably the correct terminology, of fishing golems, which will basically pick up the loot and put it into the chest, which will be aligned on the middle here. So I need to figure out how I want to do this, and I really want to stop him fishing for a while. Now the problem is one fishing golem in a chunk loaded thing will just hammer this and it will just get there. What we actually need to do is we need to process this stuff, and to do that I am going to have to dabble in create, which in itself, I'm just going to pop the hopper hook down for a while and get rid of the broom, because thank you, Mr. Broom. You can go into my backpack for now. Now this should still work. We'll just check. But then I need to think about how I'm going to build this and what I'm going to build underneath the dock, because that's going to be the key function. The dock and the building and everything about it is going to be entirely cosmetic. It's just going to be housing an automated fishing industry, which is going to pile this lot in, and then we will have several of these fishermen in this space, maybe one or two free roaming around on the dock. But the hopper hook is doing its thing. That is fine, and everything's good. Okay, let me have in fact, let's just go and grab one of these, because there should be quite a lot of interesting stuff. Well, that's got a little bit of interesting stuff. It's got the oak slabs, which will be okay. Let's put you away. I just need to find, because I say, I've been installed a whole load of building materials, and my philosophy in life here is that somebody somewhere has already gone to a great deal of time, effort and trouble to provide me with significant amounts of building materials in the form of these pre-built buildings. So when I go and raid one, I just want to check, did I have any more? I did have a little bit more of that. Good. Yeah, when I go to the trouble of raiding one, to save time, effort and take it off of the map as how I'm aware that it has gone, just take the entire building. That sounds perfectly rational to me. I used to do exactly the same when we used to play Dungeons and Dragons back in the day. You know, we'd as a party we would turn up en masse in and with horses and carts, and basically the DM would be sat there going, oh, there's a room and there's a big oak table and there's benches and there's a sofa or blah blah blah, whatever it may be, you know, Dungeons and Dragons stuff. Let me get rid of that and put that away, actually. And we just go, right, yeah, we'll take the table, we'll take the thing. And we used to load these carts up with all of the loot from the dungeons and literally go back to town and sell everything that was in the dungeon, as well as the things. Let me grab a bit of that. I think that will do for starters. And then what I'm thinking is probably around there we'll take that out there and we'll get him out. We'll get the golems in pits. Probably, I mean, I say, if I do about 4, then we can go one there, one there. I mean, I could just do that and put them in a like that. That works, doesn't it? Because then I can come in with, let's say we take that out, we put that in there, and we take that out and we put you in there. That pops up either side. And then the dock itself will be like so. I'm not going to complete this because I need to get him into this hole, and we need to hide a few bits and pieces as well under this, but that brings everything down. Or do I want to go up a level? I think I prefer staying down at this level, to be honest. So, yeah, okay. Let's get this guy moved for starters, so we can do something with this. Because if you see, if he's free to move around, right, follow. Actually, let's say move to, say, here. That is not going to help you, is it? I don't think. Come on, you're confused, I know. In you go. Lovely. And then we can actually, idea. Let's keep this as spawn safe as possible. So, and I don't want that to be that. I want you to be spruce. So the old trick of make the ones underwater look wetter. Let's see if I go like that. Let me do a sleep. Actually, it probably makes life a lot easier and lit. And from there, I would like this to go like so, and that means the space that the golem is in is secure. He can't go anywhere. It also gives me that, so I can take you. Damn it. And we can put the... It was probably actually okay where it was, to be honest, but we'll pop it there. Now, you have no programming in you right now. I might need to just go and get a bit of kelp just to encourage this to be, well, wetter than it had. Source blocks. But the idea is we'll set the what's that? This one, I just heard something unpleasant. Maybe I didn't. Anyway, let me see about getting this lot set up properly, and I'll be back in a second. Alright, so I said we were going to be using Create, and I've made myself a water wheel. Recipe for that is dirt cheap. I've got a little bit of shaftage there. I've got some andesite alloy. I've got bedroid kelp. I do need perhaps another a few of those, and I need andesite funnels, which are andesite alloy and kelp. Now, I'm not entirely sure how many I need, but I've got plenty of dried kelp because I picked that up somewhere elsewhere. And I am going to need, well, I'm going to need to get a count of how much I need for starters, because I genuinely really do not know how many variations on the stuff I want to store I'm going to have. So let's head over. Let me just no, we'll keep that. Oh, I needed another chunk loader. Let me grab that. I will see you over at the fishing platform, because I also need to ultimately create myself 3 more fishing golems, perhaps 3. Maybe not. But there we go, there's another chunk loader. Yeah, I'll see you over there. Alright, so we're here. We've got our little fishing golem. He's in his pit and he's fishing in that spot to his heart's content, and he's filling up this here. And we want this to run all the way through. There's quite a lot of ores about, but I also need to get that while I'm at it, because I really don't feel the need for it to be here. And we can throw a little bit of that in there. Actually, we'll want that one as well, because waste not, want not. And alright, it will come down there as well. And yeah. So we are going to have here, we're going to have a water wheel, and it's going to be awesome. And that's as much water wheel as we need exposed. Come down here and we have got our water wheel is turning. I mean, we could expose more if we wished. You know, I could come over there, and as long as that's turning, I really don't care. They have got rid of in Create the ability to use the fans over lava, you know, a heated block as a source, which I do kind of get, because it was a little bit overpowered. That much I am prepared to accept. But I'm not entirely sure. So if I do that, it's going to think. But if I put another, so I'm just trying to think my way through how I want to transfer the power, and the simplest way is going to be more belts, isn't it? Which we obviously need to make. But what I want to do is, come on, let me show you what we're planning here. So this is the fishing hut over here. And over here. So what I would like to do is bring my Elgolem gains up over to this space, and we are going to need to chop out actually into the wall here as well, so I might as well do that while I'm at it. We may get to see Frost die, because it sounds like he's trying to do something dangerous. I've actually died once, by the way. I made the mistake of hanging around in a graveyard at night, and that is no bueno. So yeah, that's a thing. I really should have just got a fresh one out, shouldn't I? Let me just pop. No, B. Let's have a fresh thing for storage. Otherwise, I am going to find that this gets away from me very quickly. Yeah, you don't want to hang around in graveyards at night. Take it from me, I learned the hard way. Cultists spawn, and the cultists, the death cultists, are essentially Johnnies with a different skin. So yeah, they hit like trucks and hurt pretty much the same way. So right, that brings us down. Let's just grab this lot out of the way. So we've got ourselves our little thing over here. Let me just make sure that I've got the chunk loader also in this chunk, which this is plenty enough, I think. The villagers themselves don't need to be chunk loaded, just the storage and the fishing. So if I were to come there and say chunk load that as well, I've got 2 chunks loaded. That shouldn't have a significant impact on performance, and everybody should be good and happy. Right, so I need... trying to remember what the recipe for the belts is. Of course, it could have changed. I can stick to that excuse. I can't see them. Of course, a dark coloured belt against a black background might not be the most visible thing. So there we go. Oh, it's just that. Okay, that's even easier. Right, do some of that. Makes one, but then again, I've got plenty. So this is fine. So what I'm thinking is maybe from what we've got. What have we got in there? We've got cod, salmon, and puffer fish and Nemo's. Cod, salmon, puffer fish and Nemo's. Well, that's 4. Lily pads, might as well keep them. 5. Bones, 6. Bowls, 7. Rotten flesh, 8. 9. Bottles, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14. Don't care about fishing rods. Boots, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Have I miscounted there? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's quite a long thing actually. How am I going to do that? Because that's a 5. The other side is only 5. Do I? If I... that's... Oh God, this is awkward. I'm going to have to probably use a gearbox. But I can... Do I really need to keep all of that stuff? I mean, the only things I'm trading with the villagers is those. Lily pads I really don't care about. Bones are useful. Let's do a little bit of sorting. Bowls. Rotten flesh I can trade. Leather I can keep. Bottles I really don't care. That, and that. The bowls I'm still in 2 minds about. And leather stuff, because that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 12. It shortens it 4, which is not a lot. And you can only have 1 andesite funnel on per point on the... You can't have one either side, which would be the obvious solution. I think I'm looking at gearboxes, then, aren't I? I don't really see much things, which means I'm into doing andesite alloy things, but I can do that, that's not a problem. So I think we should come along to there, and then come along this way. That will come, and that will give me, if I come up here, I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just as a feeling. Right, I know what I'm trying to do. Let me go and do it now, so I'll be back in a moment. Alright, I have a solution. It's janky, but it will work. It all fits into the 2 chunk loaded chunks. I now need to go and get myself 10 limited barrels, which is from Sophisticated Storage, and they are pretty cool. They're basically storage drawers with a few added benefits, like a whole load of upgradability for starters. I mean, I know they things, but if we have a look at a barrel, Sophisticated Storage has all of the normal kind of, upgraded bubble stuff, up right up to netherite. I don't even want to know how big they are. But then you get limited, and they are 32 stacks. which is slightly more than a single chest. Not a huge amount, but doesn't matter because you can get iron ones, which is 64 stacks, which is slightly more than a double chest. You can go up to gold, which is 96, and so on and so forth. So this one, I can do the iron quite easily. Gold might be a little bit more problematic, we'll see. But first things first, I need to make probably, well, I need to make 10 limited of those things. So I need 10 redstone torches. That's the first thing I'm going to need. I actually need to also sort out my inventory because it's a pigsty. And then what I probably want is as much oak as I can get my mitts on, and we want to probably take half a stack and make that, and then we can do you plus you plus those for those, make those. That's all good, and that lot can come with me actually because it's going to be useful. I will however get rid of some of that for now because I've got plenty of building materials over there. Right, soapstone, bye bye. Don't think I need any more dried kelp. I will probably just take that many and we'll stick that back in. Strangely enough food, but you can eat it, so you know, who am I to judge, eh? Right, so we got you, and now thanks to Frost, who has his iron farm, I have an abundance of iron. So let me just take, plus I had quite a bit anyway, so I have no shame basically. So there's 8 plus the rest, so that gives me double chests worth for each individual item, which is absolutely splendiferous. And that can go away. And then we need the andesite. Andesite funnels, and those are andesite alloy and dried kelp. So I'm going to need 11 of those. Actually, they make 2, don't they? Yes, so I actually need 11, so that will do me. And I think armed with that, we are probably in a position to get the collection system finished. And like I say, this is not... There is a way to do this a hell of a lot easier, or at least insofar as get it from there to the storage, you know, a lot easier, and that is ender chests, the ones with colour-coded wool button tops. So yeah, we could put it in there, transfer it up, just have 2 power supplies, 2 wheels, and off we go, and that would be absolutely fine. But that ain't what we got, so I ain't going to sweat it. You can see the building foundations. I've got that laid out. We will obviously want to move these villagers, but we'll just kidnap them with the thingy, and I want some more villagers as well, so that's always good. In the meantime, I do need to be able to get down here. So, close enough. And we can come down where these are and basically go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is all fine. We'll extend this out a little bit. Right. So, armed with that, we're then going to come back around the side here. Try not to kill myself falling into various holes. And, oops, that was not what I wanted to do. Got to be careful with that dig spell. Like that. Now these will lift anything from the conveyor belt that runs along it. But because the chests on the other side are limited chests, they can only pick up the items that are in there. So we need a cod. I also need to just make myself a little bit of inventory space, don't I? Bump, 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 bump. Keep that. Get rid of you. That can go away. That should give me plenty of space. Oops, and I need a cod, a salmon, a poofer fish, a Nemo, bone, rotten flesh, leather, tripwire hook, ink, and string. And that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. What am I missing? 3, 6, 8, 9, 10. I'm not seeing the tripwire hook for some reason. And tripwire hooks are not particularly expensive or hard to get, or, you know, in fact, indeed rare, but, you know, I just don't like throwing things away when I don't need to. So then you can come down here and we can, I'll stick the trip, the one that can go that in. Now if I right click that, I can do slot memory slot, and I can then take that out and it will remember that the only thing that can go in there is, in fact, does it show it on the actual thing? It does. So I don't actually need to worry about putting it in. I will, because, you know. Then we'll have string. And again, we will have slot memory. Then we'll take probably rotten flesh, because that's not overly useful. And rinse and repeat all the way down the line. So let me do that. I'll be straight back with you. Okay, the last bit's in. This is the bit that's going to dispose of everything that's overflow. So if I take cobblestone, for example, that will trundle down to the end. I've put it on this just so there's actually a cap above the disposal lava, because I don't like open lava that can set fire to things, so, you know, just makes a certain degree of sense to me. I want to catch you though and put you there, and that one, which is one of my loot chests from my previous little adventures, will go down there. That should go in there, and yeah, burns up nicely. And I've just gone and put proper bricks around it just so I know not to tunnel into it should I, you know, cock up. And then all that is left, and you know, this is to do that. And it's going to take a while. It's not the fastest conveyor belt in the world, but this is chunk loaded, so once these are empty, we should hopefully things. Now what I need to do is see, let me oh, of course the thing's going to pick it up, isn't it? Let's just try get these on here then. And hopefully they'll go and do the thing. That will trundle down. There goes the little fishies all trying to do the work. And when they get to the codder at the end, maybe I should have put the cod first, actually, it doesn't matter. Again, once this system's fully operational, I think we should be fast enough. The question is, how many golems can the conveyor belt keep up with? The answer is I don't know. But it's going to take a while to clear this out, so, well, I'm going to let this run, and in the meantime I am going to, I also want to go, where am I? Can I cover? I can. And that doesn't seem to bother that at all, which is fine. So really now it's a matter of building the dock area over here and starting to get this house built. Let me get on with that. Be back in a bit. Alright, let's see what this is empty now. Got one fishing golem down there. Got another fishing golem here. I've got the makings of more in my inventory, and I have got 3 animus dust, which is going to come in handy. We've also got our bell somewhere. There we go. I'm going to bind it to you, and we are going to set you to move, and I want you to move there. Thank you. And then I would like you to interact with that. Now we have 2. And if we just watch this chest for a short while, I don't think we'll need more than 4 at the outside. And the nice thing with this system is it doesn't matter if anything fills up, it just falls out the back. So, you know, we're never going to have an accumulation of bits. So there's one has done his thing. Wow, did that go? Might have gone past so fast that we didn't even see it. Who knows? But we have 2 of them down here right now. And there's a fish. Yeah, I think 2 absolutely fine. Let's get number 3 up and running, shall we? I mean, this mechanic is really sweet. They've done a brilliant job with this mod. Right, you. Move. Hang on. I'm going to have you on move, and I'd like you to go there. I'm just worried that they're going to fall in there, and then I'm going to have you interact with that. Now we have 3. I mean, they're glitching through each other, but that's fine. Let's get the last one on the stand ready. I don't think it'll be a problem. I do think we'll be using all 4, but, you know, I'm just curious, because I'm a curious kind of person. That. Oh. So again, you can see here that that is not going to get overloaded, I don't think. You know, there's not enough time for it to get overloaded. So let's get number 4 into the mix. Throw away my armor stand. Well, not throw it away. Bind you to that. Say move, and let's have you move here. Here. And let's have you interact with that, and that should be 4 fishing golems fishing in a hole. We've got our little dock here, it's all sweet, and I've dug out what will be the cellar on this side. You can see down here, I mean, these aren't vast numbers, but that's not a bad figure at all, as is neither is that. You know, these, bearing in mind this is all chunk loaded, so we are going to be, we're going to be laughing, I think, come the first trading session. Oops, let's so with that in mind, now I need to build the structure. I am going to go with this boab for the roof because, well, I like it. It's a nice looking block. It's going to be a simple-ish roof where it's a simple build with a simple purpose, and it's going to go from here. It's going to come across like that, I think. And this is going to be more or less the means by which the fishermen get down. So, damn it. Gone and done that wrong, haven't I? Okay, doesn't matter. I can work this, I can work with it. I'll probably not kill myself in the process, and that's always a bonus. And then we'll have a similar roof on the top here. Then we're going to have, I think, oak using chipped to give it a bit of variety, make it look a bit run down. You know, that kind of look and feel. And it's just going to merge in with this shape here, so all good. And then we'll have a stair that runs up to that floor. We will have a fisherman villager in this space, but he won't be doing anything particularly. He's just going to, well, fish. That is going to be his job. Let me just get myself a little bit of slabbage. And what I would like to do, I think, let me just get myself a little bit of blockage. It's going to be up one. I just need, anything will do, it doesn't have to be fancy. You go there. And I'm thinking we'll pull that out just a little bit at the top here. No, that's not right. Maybe that is right. Let's go down and have a look, see what that looks like. Parkour fail, absolutely. Right. Yeah, I don't mind that at all, because we can hang a chain from that with a light on it and light up this dockside. Right, I'm going to continue building this up, and let's see what we can come up with. I'll be back in a moment. Well, I left this running overnight. I have built, and I left overnight and through all the working day, to be honest. And I think it's safe to say that our cod is full. Because it's chucking them away now. So you cannot go out there. That's just, you're blocked in. I realise a baby zombie could quite easily get in there, but we've got the building. It's okay. I want to put some bushes and do a bit of landscaping outside, bring the road down and everything, but I am at an hour and 8 minutes, well, probably an hour and 9 minutes by now. But they've got a little, these two guys are just window dressing. The actual working guys are down here. Yeah, I've got 4,000 of those. So these two guys are the masters, and these four are the apprentices. So I'm going to get these up to master status. We've got quite a lot of emeralds there. I also wanted, there we go, that's what I wanted, but I need a I need one of them. Because it occurs to me, and I'm being harassed by a cat who wanted to come in and now she's in, wants to go out. So excuse me if I feel a little bit distracted. I want to get these guys up to snuff. We'll get a whole load of trading done. That will give me a whole load of experience. And next episode, we are going to definitely get a nether portal in and get to the nether. I need quartz. I need to sort my inventory in. I think that's a massive must. So until then, well, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.